number 18 will now come to order. Please pause for a moment of silent meditation. And today we mourn the passing of a great American hero in Colin Powell. Colin Powell gets passed of COVID, and his wife made it clear that he was in fact vaccinated, but this was due to some complications from COVID. Colin Powell, for those that may not remember, he was like I said, a great American hero. He was a diplomat, statesman. He was a four-star general. He was the 65th United States Secretary of State from 2001 and 2005. Prior to Barack Obama, Colin Powell and Condoleezza Rice were the highest ranking African Americans in the federal executive branch, due to them being fourth in line to the presidency in terms of succession. And he had a long, distinguished career, being the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, a national security advisor from 87 to 89. Most of us in our age group certainly remember and have tremendous respect and admiration for the service that Colin Powell has given to this country. So we'll pause for a moment of time. Thank you very much. I will now call upon Councilwoman Bevins to lead us in a pledge of allegiance.
Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, God, indivisible, justice with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman Bevins. Is there a motion to approve the journal for the meeting of October the 4th?
I'll move it.
Second. Second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. The journal is approved. Enrollment of bills. Bills 82-21, 83-21, 84-21 were passed by the council, signed by the executive, and hereby enrolled. Mr. Secretary, will you now read all bills for introduction this evening?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. First is Bill 89-21, Current Expense Budget Auto Theft Prevention Grant. Bill 90-21, Current Expense Budget GOCCP ICAC Grant. Bill 91-21, Current Expense Budget MCIN Grant. Bill 92-21, also sponsored, in addition to the administration's request, council members Quirk and Crandall, Vehicle Height Monitoring Systems. Bill 93-21, Current Expense Budget SABG One-Time COVID-19 Supplemental Funding for Prevention Services. Bill 94-21, Current Expense Budget Telehealth Equipment Program Pilot. And Bill 95-21, sponsored by Councilman Catch, Zoning Regulations Winery Use in the BL Zone.
Okay. The council will now consider all bills for final reading and vote. Mr. Secretary, first bill, please.
First bill, actually only bill for final reading and vote this evening, is Bill 85-21, sponsored by Councilman Quirk, Zoning Regulations Uses Permitted in the Manufacturing Light Zone.
Okay, Councilman Quirk.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Basically, Bill 85-21 permits a hospital by right, provided that such does not exceed 20 beds. This is a real specialized bill. It's supported by Department of Planning. It's supported by the administration. I'm not aware of any constituents in my district that have any issues. And so I just ask my colleagues for their consideration.
Thank you, Councilman Quirk. Any questions or comments from the members?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
Crandall here. I just want to thank Mr. Bostwick, Mr. Phillips, and Mr. Benjamin for following up on my questions that I asked during the work session. and got very definitive answers from our attorneys. So I appreciate their work and their follow-up. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Sure, thank you, Councilman Crandall. I'm sure they appreciate it. Any additional questions or comments? Mr. Secretary, please call a roll on Bill 85-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
Ayes have it, Bill 85-21 is passed. The council will now consider all fiscal matters. Extensive testimony was taken at the council's work session on October the 12th. The witnesses who testified at the work session are available to restate their testimony if needed. If a council member have any questions regarding a particular fiscal matter, that item will be discussed as a separate matter. I will now call upon the secretary to read the cover letter for fiscal matters 1 through 4, 6, and 7.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Fiscal matter 1 is 3 contracts for taxi transportation services on an as-needed basis. Fiscal matter 2 is 3 contracts for on-call design, build, environmental restoration services. Fiscal matter 3 is a contract with Cremon and Graham, PA, for legal counsel services. Fiscal matter 4 is an amendment to a contract with Baker, Donaldson, Bierman, Caldwell, and Berkowitz, PC, for legal counsel services. Fiscal matter 6 is 3 contracts for on-call inspection services, and fiscal matter 7 is also 3 contracts for land surveying services, Bureau of Engineering and Construction.
Thank you. Mr. Boswick, are there any questions, comments, or concerns from the members?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I wasn't at the work session. Mr. Boswick is, I believe you said, is number 3 for the outside counsel?
Yes, ma'am. Fiscal matter 3 is the outside counsel contract with Cremon and Graham for correct. Do you wish to take that as a separate matter, ma'am?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, one minor question.
Yes.
Mr. Boswick, did you mention fiscal matter 8, Chesapeake Express Transportation? Did you mention that one?
Mr. Quirk, fiscal matter 5, which was and fiscal matter 8, which is the one that you just referenced, were both withdrawn at the request of the administration.
Got it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
So, Mr. Chairman, we may want to take as a block fiscal matters 1, 2, and 4, and 6 and 7, and then vote on fiscal matter 3 as a separate matter, if that is acceptable.
Yes, exactly what I was.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Are there any questions or comments? We're taking out 3. Is there a motion to approve fiscal matters 1, 2, 4, 6, and 7?
I'll move it.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on fiscal matters 1, 2, 4, 6, and 7.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Catch.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Now moving along to fiscal matter number 3. Mr. Benjamin?
Sorry about that. Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the council. For fiscal matter 3, the administration is requesting approval of a contract with Cremon and Graham to provide outside legal counsel with respect to a procurement lawsuit filed against the county. The contract will commence upon council approval and continue through the conclusion of litigation, including any and all appeals with the option to extend the agreement an additional 90 days. Compensation may not exceed $90,000 for the entire contract term, including the extension period. Several employees in the Office of Law are or may be material witnesses, resulting in a potential conflict of interest for the Office of Law, thereby requiring the county to seek outside legal representation.
Okay, Councilwoman Bevins?
Yes,
Did you want to ask any questions or any comments or
Oh.
concerns?
no, I just needed it, I just needed it separately for a vote.
Okay,
Thank you.
sure. Any questions or comments from any of the members? Hearing none. Mr. Secretary, do we guys call, is there a motion to approve fiscal matter number 3? I'll move it. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, call the roll.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall, Mrs. Bevins,
Abstain.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Catch.
Aye.
Just
Yeah,
for, I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, just for clarification, Councilman Crandall, that was an aye.
Yes, ma'am, it was.
Thank you.
Chris, I was wondering the same, Chris. I'm not- that wasn't-
I thought everybody else heard it but me. So the ayes have it, fiscal matter 3 is approved.
Thank you.
Sure. We'll now consider our miscellaneous business. Mr. Secretary, first item, please.
Mr. Chairman, for the council's consideration is Resolution 133-21. This is to approve the sanitary sewer extension to the Edgemere area.
Ms. DeAndrea Walker?
Good afternoon, Chairman and members of the council. The administration is requesting approval of the Byers Farm Road Sewer Extension, which is a health project. And because of the nature of this project, there are certain requirements and benefits to property owners. Property owners must connect their property to the public sewer system and abandon their septic system. Connection to the sewer system must be within 1 year of the notice of completion and release of the system. The annual sewer benefit and construction loan charges will be added to the property tax bill, which is normally issued July 1st following the notice of completion. The county does not require that these charges be paid off to sell or transfer the property to a new owner, except in certain situations involving property subdivisions and commercial properties. Owners of the residential properties may finance their plumber's bill for 40 years at a 5% interest rate. And this particular extension will be serving 5 improved properties. The construction cost is $428,000, of which the property owners will pay $219,000. Baltimore County will be responsible for $208,000, of which the $29,000 is the county assistance, which is requiring the council's approval.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Walker. And any questions or comments from the members?
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Yes, go right ahead, Councilman Brandon.
Well, first of all, Ms. Walker, when I email you, I put an apostrophe after the D. Is that incorrect?
No, that is correct, but sometimes, a lot of times it doesn't take my apostrophe, so. That's
Okay.
correct, sir. Yeah. it's
Okay, well, I just want to take the opportunity, first, thanks for your work on this in Edgemere, you and your staff. But I also want to take the opportunity to publicly commend you for your quick action this past week. I'm not going to go into the details of the issue that we were dealing with, but your responsiveness, your willingness to go above and beyond to help our constituents, it has not gone unnoticed. And we just certainly appreciate the job that you do and the effort that you put into it. It's not often that you place a call to a department head, just miss her, and get a call back within 3 or 4 minutes. And that's no disparagement to any other of the agency heads that are very responsive to our office, but our experience with you this week and what you did for our constituents, as I said, not gone unnoticed and is certainly appreciated. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, go ahead, Councilman Mark.
first of all, thank you, Director Walker, for all the help you're giving me with this similar situation. And I am going to describe how you helped me this week. We have an area called Belmont South in my district, where the roads are privately owned, and there was a water main break, and the residents of that community did not have water for 70 hours while the HOA and Baltimore City went back and forth. And the delegates and I arranged to get them some water temporarily, but you stepped in. You literally stepped in here and you got county staff out there to look at the situation. You recognized this was a public health emergency. I think you helped push the city and we got it fixed. And that is the example of the kind of ethic you have brought to your position. I have never seen in my years on the council, the Department of Public Works so customer oriented. And really, you should be singled out for the leadership. You have a great leadership team around you, but I'm singling you out right now because the person at the top sets the tone. And I just want to thank you for all you are doing over there.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Any additional questions or comments? Well, certainly not to be forgotten or outdone by my other colleagues. I'll just take this opportunity to thank you as well, Director Walker, for all your help and assistance here in my community, especially as it relates to transportation and other issues. You jump right in, you get the job done, you follow up, and you know, we're very, very grateful, and I thank the county executive and the chief administrative officer and all the other council members certainly recognize your leadership and your dedication. And, you know, we're very happy to work with you and very proud that you're there. So, because it's making a difference.
Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it, for real.
Once upon a time, there was a history of no. You know, whenever you talk about certain issues, you can count on getting a no. And now the answer is, let me see how we can make this happen. So I appreciate you.
Thank y'all so much. That means a lot. Thank you.
You're welcome. So any additional questions or comments about resolution 133-21? Is there a motion to approve resolution 133-21?
So, second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on resolution 133-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Aye.
Mr.
Aye.
Secretary, Councilman Patoka is on. He came on, logged on late. Just wanted to let you know if you want to call him.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Patoka.
Maybe
Aye.
he's unable to speak, but he is logged on.
Aye.
He did indicate in the affirmative, yes.
The ayes have it. Resolution 133-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, Councilman Patoka, you're right in time to cast a vote. So now, Mr. Secretary, is there any further business to come before the council?
There is no further business, Mr. Chairman.
Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. The meeting is adjourned.
Chris, I said aye.
You said aye?
Yes, I did.
So much confusion. Let's try that again. I don't know what's going on at this point. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Yes.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, there, okay, the ayes have it. As is customary,
Mr. Chairman,
as is customary, anyone who is registered to speak prior to the meeting are allowed 3 minutes to speak. Ms. Belcastro, is there any speakers for this evening?
Yes, Mr. Chair, but I believe Ms. Rogers, did she want to say something? Somebody,
I can wait until after our community speakers. I just wanted to thank the council.
Okay, Ms. Rogers, I do apologize. We will hear from Mr. Scott Pappas.
during the meeting, Mr. Pappas is not on. We do have several call-in attendees, and I do have Mr. Pappas's phone number, but none of the phone numbers match his number, so I'm assuming that he is not on. I do know that he had an engagement to attend this evening and was not sure if he would actually be able to log on to testify. So he is not on the meeting at this time.
Okay,
Okay.
so we'll go to Ms. Rogers and Mr. Pappas. If you're listening, try to call in, email, do whatever you can, and Ms. Belcastro can get in touch with you. We will put you on, give you an opportunity to speak. Ms. Rogers?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and council members. Good evening. I just wanted to take a moment to publicly thank Chairman Jones and Councilmember Quirk for joining us on Thursday evening for a reception that we hosted at Guinness Brewery. I had the honor of hosting the annual Maryland Association of Counties Administrators Conference. This conference moves around state, and Baltimore County had never hosted the conference. So we had 18 colleagues who do what I do in their jurisdictions or their deputies join us. And we had an opportunity to showcase many parts of the county in many major projects. We went to Edgemere Senior Center, we went to Trade Point Atlantic, we went over and saw the Henrietta Locks redevelopment program in Turner Station. We came around the Beltway to Woodlawn to the health center and the partnership with Set the Captives Free. And I dare say that my colleagues from around the county, a number of them had never been to Baltimore County. People from the Eastern Shore and Western Maryland colleagues, and they were so impressed with the work we're doing. But as I shared with them, this work, it doesn't get done without partnership. And I just wanted to pause to say how much we truly thank you all for partnering with us, working with us on a number of issues, and that my colleagues from across the state were absolutely impressed and really enjoyed having Chairman Jones and Councilmember Quirk join us. That had never been done in any of the other sessions. So we're off to Frederick County next year. But again, thank you for joining us. And we got rave reviews about the work that we're doing jointly here in the county.
Well, Ms. Rogers, I'll just take an opportunity to thank you for inviting us. I think it speaks to the administration's commitment to partnership, where we work together to do what's best for the citizens of Baltimore County. So it's good that you invited us. And Councilman Quirk was kind enough and generous enough to give me a visa, a temporary one, although I could only be in this district for a certain period of time. But he was kind enough to allow me to come into the district, and we had a good time at Guinness.
We imposed a small tax, but that's okay. Little redistribution of capital allocation.
They had a
Okay.
great time. Everybody had a great time and said they'd come back to Guinness again in their spare leisure time. So we made an impression.
And they had an opportunity to drive the loop.
Yes, we rode the loop and they truly enjoyed that. They want loops in their jurisdiction as well.
Okay,
Mr. Chair, if I could say one quick thing.
yes.
I just want to thank Ms. Rogers, and it was great to meet a bunch of leadership from around other counties as well, and see the department heads. And thinking about Guinness, I think about the late Kevin Cabinets, and I think of Don Moeller, and we had a big team, Rob Hoffman from Venable, drafting and working on the Guinness legislation. And the county was exceptionally accommodative for what Guinness needed to make that happen. So the county did wonderful work there, and then ultimately got passed. So it was a big, big win. And I think it does kind of, too often, I think all of us we cut down on the administrative side of government, on the perfunctory type of task, the administrative type task. But then when you look at something like a Guinness coming to the United States in the only brewery outside of Dublin in Baltimore County, and attracting people from all over the country and all over the world, it's truly a nice win for the county, in addition to other big wins such as Trade Point. So lots of good
Yeah.
stuff over the last bunch of years that are happening in the county. It's good to see. So thank you all.
Well, I tell you, to your point, Councilman Burke, when I got there, I went to the wrong place. And I didn't know where the meeting was being held. But to see all these people in line to go in there, taking selfies with the sign, just reminded me that this is a destination, right? This is a tourist destination, not to mention the economic driver in our community. But there are people who just want to be there, and they and their families were taking pictures in front of the sign. So I thank you for all your leadership and hard work on that project, because we'll be here for a long time. What is it, the first one in the country?
First one in the country, first brewery outside of Dublin. And it's bringing hundreds of thousands of people into this place every year, and it's a huge economic engine. It's definitely it's a fun place. Been there many, many, many times since it's open. And for the record, it was maybe the best ribbon cutting by far I've ever done. So it was cool.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
you're welcome. Chris, any luck with Mr. Pat?
No, Mr. Chair, I did reach out to him via email to let him know that we did call his name and that, we did search for him on the attendee list, that, and that if he wanted to address the council on his issue in the future, his testimony was more than welcome at a future meeting.
Well, thank you very much. Well, that'll do it for this evening, everyone. Everybody be safe. God bless, and we'll talk to you real soon next week.